WWE Elimination Chamber takes place this Sunday in Houston, Texas at the Toyota Center. We will have 2 Elimination Chamber matches, and one of them will crown the inaugural WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. So let's start on the pre-show, and imagine my shock. The pre-show match is for the Cruiserweight Championship. You have Buddy Murphy defending the title against Akira Tozawa. This was one of the harder matches to predict, in my opinion, because I can easily see Tozawa winning. The Cruiserweight division lost to Dale Tommy a few weeks ago, which was really not a big surprise. But in this match, I can see him putting the belt on Tozawa to shake things up, get some attention. But the problem is it's the pre-show. And the only time the pre-show really matters is WrestleMania. I think that's the only time where people really pay attention to the pre-show because that card is so big. You have so many guys who have to get slotted into the pre-show. But even the Royal Rumble, I don't think people cared about the pre-show. Certainly people don't care about a pre-show on a show like Elimination Chamber. So I think if they may as well do it on 205 Live. I think that's actually a better stage than a pre-show for Elimination Chamber. So I'm going to go Buddy Murphy to retain, but I can easily see Tozawa getting the title soon. But I'm going to go Murphy because it's the pre-show. And I think if they were going to have a title change, they would have had it on the main show. So now let's get on to the main card. We have the Intercontinental title defended in a handicap match of Bobby Lashley defending his title, and he will team up with Lio Rush to go against Finn Balor in a 2-on-1 match. So this is very tough to predict as well. Surprising. I could easily see a situation of this match ending in either Lio Rush pinning Finn Balor or Finn Balor pinning Lio Rush to win the title. I could see something where Finn beats Lio, and then it sets up maybe Finn Balor and Bobby Lashley in a rematch, maybe at Fastlane. You can go that route. Or you can have Lio Rush pin Finn Balor. I'm going to say they just put the belt on Lashley. I think they're going to continue this feud. Maybe they're going to build up to the Demon. I'm going to say Lashley and Rush win. I could see Rush pinning Balor for heat. I think they're going to go in that direction because I think they just put the belt on Lashley. He's been champion for not even only a few weeks. When he beat Ambrose in January, a little over a month. I'm going to say they keep the belt on Lashley. I think they're going to have him keep the title maybe at least through Fastlane, maybe even until WrestleMania. I'm going to go with Lashley and Lio to retain here. But it would not surprise me whatsoever to see Finn Balor win. Next, we have the SmackDown Tag Team Championship, which became very easy to predict after yesterday. If you don't know, Jimmy Uso has been arrested. I'm sure he's out now, but he was arrested on Wednesday. News came out yesterday, on Thursday. What happened was Naomi and Jimmy were in Detroit, probably for a live event, and Naomi was pulled over by a police officer for driving in the wrong lane on a one-way road. So she was going in the wrong direction, which would be catastrophic. Thank God she didn't get into a head-on collision. That's really dangerous, but I don't blame her. Like, I've driven in Detroit. Detroit's a fucking shithole. It's so much. I don't know. I'm not going to hold her accountable too much. Detroit sucks. But if you know Detroit sucks and how dangerous it is, you should be a lot smarter than Jimmy Uso, who, after Naomi was pulled over, she's speaking to the police officer outside the vehicle. Jimmy Uso gets out, he takes his shirt off, and he squares up against the police officer, and he gets arrested. You fucking moron. He must have been drunk. I'm not sure if Jimmy Uso has about 2 DUIs on him. It could be Jay. Or I'm sorry, Jimmy was arrested twice, and Jay's been arrested once. Jimmy was arrested in 2011 and 2013, and Jay was arrested in 2018. And now Jimmy has his third arrest. Oh man, this guy, these guys, it's incredible. How stupid. He must have just been completely drunk. Anyway, because of that, it's easy to predict who's going to win. Miz and Shane McMahon retain the titles. They beat the Usos. This is a lock now. I cannot see the Usos winning after this. I didn't think they'd win anyway. I think Miz and Shane will lose the belt eventually. I don't think it's now. They just got the belt at the Royal Rumble. What's going to happen is Shane, I think, will turn on the Miz and turn heel. So that's what we're building to, but I think they keep the belts anyway. Even if they didn't get arrested, I think they would have retained anyway. Next, you have Baron Corbin against Braun Strowman in a no disqualification match. In a match that I think will have everyone up in arms. Usually there's a match at every pay-per-view that pisses everyone off, and this is going to be the match because I think Baron Corbin's going to win. I think they're still going to push Corbin. They think he's a star. He's not a star. He's horrible. I think he's probably the worst wrestler in the company. I can't stand the guy. They love the heat he has, and in order to get more heat, they'll have him beat Braun Strowman. Obviously, it's not going to be a clean victory. There's no way in hell he's beating Strowman cleanly. But what's going to happen, I see, is just a shit show. You have Drew McIntyre come out. He'll interfere on Corbin's behalf. You have Kurt Angle come out. He'll interfere on Strowman's behalf. And then Kurt's going to fuck up. He's not going to turn on Strowman, but he's going to mess up. And he's going to cost Strowman the match. Corbin beats Strowman. It's a no DQ match. It'll be a heel victory 100%. I got Corbin winning. That's why I think it's a no DQ match. They can't beat Strowman in the singles match. But I think in this match, Baron Corbin beats Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman's not the guy. He's going to be like the Big Show. He'll win some matches. He'll lose other matches. Strowman will get his heat back on Corbin, probably on Raw the next night. But they're going to have Baron Corbin to win. It's going to piss everyone off. Everyone's going to be mad. But that's the result we're going to get. And I've given up on Strowman being anything other than just like a big guy, like a Big Show or a Kane, something like that. He's not going to be a top guy. It's not happening. They don't see him in that way. Next, we go to the lock of the night, the Raw Women's Championship, Ronda Rousey against Ruby Riott. Ronda wins, but I could see a DQ. There's no way Ronda's losing, that's why I have Ronda winning, but there could be a DQ because Charlotte's going to be at ringside. I can easily see a situation where Becky Lynch comes out, and then Becky raises hell. She attacks Charlotte, and then she attacks Ronda, and it ends up in a DQ. That could happen, and then Ronda can beat Ruby again at Fastlane if they want to do that and extend the feud an extra month. So I could see a situation where that happens. However, I don't think they're going to have Ruby win. I think Ronda would win regardless. I think they're not going to have Ronda Rousey lose. They won't even have her have a DQ loss. So if she wins, it will be a DQ, or she'll just beat Ruby cleanly. But Charlotte's going to be at ringside. I 100% see Becky Lynch coming out of the crowd, attacking Charlotte, causing chaos, attacking Ronda. I see a whole bunch of crazy shit happening here, but Ronda is keeping her belt. Next, we go to the match that I think will main event the show, but I'm going to put it next because I think I'll save the first ever tag team match, women's tag titles, as the last match I cover. But the WWE Championship, you have Daniel Bryan defending his title against AJ Styles, Jeff Hardy, Samoa Joe, Randy Orton, and Kofi Kingston. Now, this should be the main event because I think this could be the match of the year, at least in WWE, maybe not in wrestling, certainly not that. But in WWE, this could be the best match of the year. Daniel Bryan is excellent. AJ Styles is excellent. Jeff Hardy is going to do something fucking crazy, which I hope it's not too crazy. He doesn't die. Samoa Joe's great. Randy Orton, he does really good here. He'll do a whole bunch of RKOs on guys. He does good in these matches. And Kofi Kingston, who was great on SmackDown this past week, and he'll be great in this match. So if they give them a lot of time, which I'm sure they will, it'll probably be an excellent, fantastic match, one of the best matches we see all year. I think it goes to one of two guys, Daniel Bryan or AJ Styles. I think they're going to do AJ and Randy Orton at WrestleMania. I really think that's the match. I don't know if it's going to be for the title or not. That remains to be seen. It's supposed to be a major match, and if they do that match, it could be for the title. You could see AJ Styles beat Daniel Bryan and defend his title against Randy Orton at WrestleMania. I could easily see something like that happening. I still expect that match. Even if it's not for the title, they don't have to do it for that particular belt, but they could do a singles, just a straight-up singles match as a top match. But I think it'll end up being for the title. However, the way I look at that, what does that leave Daniel Bryan? And I'm going to keep Daniel Bryan as champion. I could see it going to AJ. I'm going to say Daniel Bryan retains. Should be a great match. I think it'll come down to him and AJ, and he maybe Orton costs AJ at the end, and Daniel Bryan retains. But I'm going with Daniel Bryan. This match is going to be excellent. Could be one of the best matches we see all year in WWE. I'm expecting it to be. Really looking forward to that match. Then we go to the Women's Tag Team Championship, Elimination Chamber. This will crown the inaugural champions. You have Sasha Banks and Bayley against Nia Jax and Tamina, Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan of the Riott Squad, who, by the way, I don't think they'll interfere in the Rousey-Ruby Rant match because I think they're going to be in this match. I think this will probably take place later in the card. Maybe, probably, I would assume. You also have on the SmackDown side, you have Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. You have the Iconics, Peyton, Royce, and Billie Kay. And then you have the makeshift team of Naomi and Carmella. And hopefully Naomi goes the right direction here. So we look at this. Let's who's not winning. Naomi and Carmella are not winning. Nothing to do with Naomi and Jimmy, nothing like that. But they're not winning. The Iconics are horrible. They're not winning. Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan aren't winning. So I think there's three teams that realistically could win. Bayley and Sasha, Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose, and Nia Jax and Tamina. Of the three here, I look at this like this. Sasha Banks and Bayley have been a mess for over a year. Since the beginning of last year, I think that's fair. Maybe even close to earlier in 2017. They have been a mess. Like, they have been arguing, they've been back and forth, they've been teams and they've been enemies and they have been going against each other. They teased the match every single time and it never delivered. They teased the match at last year's WrestleMania. That's the match. Didn't happen. SummerSlam, they're going to have a match. Did not happen at SummerSlam in Brooklyn. Then it looked like Evolution, the Women's Chamber. They're going to have a match. Didn't happen. Then it looks like, all right, they're just going to be a team, and I think that's where we're going. But I could see a situation where they reward them with the match at WrestleMania in a singles match. I think they'd probably prefer that because they're going to be on that card. They were on the pre-show last year. They were in that Battle Royal with Becky. Man, it's crazy. Becky was on the pre-show. When you look at where she was a year ago. But I think they're going to get on the main card. But the way I look at it, I don't know if they're going to have a singles match and then not a women's tag title. So I'm going to go with Sasha Banks and Bayley. They're going to be in this on the WrestleMania card. They could face Trish and Lita, but I think they have to win here. I could see Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, and I think Mandy Rose is going to get a huge push, but I don't know if Deville is going to get a push. I think the two of them are good as a team. I like, the whole thing with Mandy Rose is just this goddess, or should I say that? I know that's Alexa's name, but she's just unbelievably smoking hot, busty blonde, bombshell, and then you have Sonya Deville. I like them as a pairing as like her muscle, and the one who kind of protects her. I think they're a good team. I am worried of Nia Jax in this match. I mean, it's her and four walls of a chamber and the mats. Oh God, she's for sure going to do that running splash onto someone like through glass. I mean, who's she going to hurt? There should be betting odds of who's most likely to be hurt by Nia Jax. It'd probably be Sasha Banks or Bayley, but Sasha never, she does. You think Sasha Banks is going to die, and she always never dies and she always survives, but maybe not Sasha, but could be Mandy. It could, I hope it's not Liv. I don't want to see that. Maybe one of the Iconics, or Naomi, or Carmella. She's going to hurt someone here, but I'm going to go with Banks and Bayley. I think it makes the most sense. Last year's Women's Chamber was actually a really good match. It was better than the Men's Chamber when Alexa Bliss won. But here, I think they're going to win the titles. I think Bayley and Sasha are the inaugural champions. So that's our predictions for Elimination Chamber. Could be a good show. Both chamber matches will be fun to watch. That's what makes the show. The rest of the card's very average. There's really nothing else I'm looking forward to watching. None of the other matches besides the two chamber matches. Ronda and Ruby could be okay, but everything else I could care less about. So as long as the chamber match is over, I think it's a good show. So that's my predictions. It takes place this Sunday, Houston, Texas, Toyota Center. Hopefully we get a good Elimination Chamber, and hopefully it leads into better things, and hopefully the road to WrestleMania starts to heat up.